let me draw your attention shortly to one of the implementations that fall into the other category in Zach's chart. And probably if it were on his chart, you might not see it. It's the ARM-Bear Common Lisp implementation, originally incepted by Peter Graves in around 2003. And we have a little bit of a history. Peter Graves did the maintenance of the project between 2003 and 2008, by which time it kind of petered out. It was at the stage of 0.0.10, but it was running fairly stable for some people. On the other hand, it wasn't able to run Maxima's test suite, and there were hundreds of failures in the ANSI compliance test suite, which featured at that time around 20,000 tests. So that at that time, I wanted to use the implementation and came up with lots of patches, and Peter said, well, please take over, which I did together with Mark Evanson and Alessio Stella and Ville Voutilainen, who's not available today. So we went to revive the project, set out for a bi-monthly release and several development targets, completion of the Maxima test, and after that, hopefully successful completion, and a large reduction of the number of ANSI test failures, of course. So those were the plans, and we kind of set a few milestones, which would be a moment to celebrate. A number of them we achieved. We have now, for a long time already, a stable Maxima test suite. We have ANSI tests below 20 out of 21K. And we had the last compliance hurdle for CLHS compliance, spec compliance, which was lack of a working version of the long form of defined method combination. Not something found in any regular project, but it's something. But it was kind of the last hurdle where you wanted to be able to run code and say, look, we even got that. Recently, we have been working on more like practical applicability of the distribution, like ASDF jar, where you are able to pack up an ASDF system file and pack it into a jar, or ASDF ABCL, where you are able to load jar or Maven artifacts from a URL within the system specification. There's some other things going on, and we have been testing practical applicability of the implementation using the download stats from QuickLisp to find out which ones to fix first. And then there's today's message. We found time to complete defined method combination, and we're able today to release ABCL 100. And after today, we're probably very busy working on more applicability and a definite aim of compliance, where we want to be able to run closer mop and the remainder of the download stats. So that was basically the talk already. But are there any questions? Yes. The question is, there's work being done on an implementation called Seal for Java, and the question is, what is the relation between the two, and how do you interact? Well, at the moment, we do not really work together. We have chosen different implementation strategies, and we're kind of stuck with a very old code base. Stuck is the wrong word, but we have a very old code base in comparison. We're doing our own thing, and so far, or some time ago, they didn't have any CLOS yet, so we're quite some steps in advance so far. Yeah. Any other questions? JSS is something one of our users developed to interact on a higher level between the Lisp environment and the Java environment it's running on, and we have now been doing work to incorporate that into the main distribution. I'm not really sure. I still have to ask Peter Graves. He has been doing work under that name. And yeah, it's to do with the freedom to own bands, right? But I think that's I don't know where that came from. Java 7. The question is Java 7 important to us, and do we?
I mean, at the level of the JVM, not at the level of the language.
Yeah, there are new features in the JVM with the Java 7 release. They could indeed mean performance improvement to us. So far, we have not implemented the right infrastructure, but we're looking for people to help contribute on the project itself, as well as hopefully writing a second backend for Android. So any takers, please step up.